And say some words.
Say some words. Some words. Typically, braided lines are used to distribute fluids throughout the engines. You can see we use them from anything from turbo oil feed lines, dash 3 and 4, even up to dash 20 for radiators and coolant. The uses are extremely versatile. Virtually anything you can imagine, any fluid you want to move, you can use AN lines. There's a way, there's a fitting. It's all doable. Misaligned fittings, marred misaligned fittings, failure to make the ends flush while marring them. Some good examples. You can see they're 100% flush on both axes. The fittings meet, and it's just a professional, crispy look. There's no marring on the aluminum or discoloration from the anodizing being scraped off from steel. Aluminum AN wrenches and a jig for a vise is the way I like to do it. If you can't afford or don't have these tools because they are pricey, there are cheaper solutions. For example, you can use 2 pieces of wood in the vise so the steel jaws don't mar up the finish on the aluminum. And you can use a crescent wrench with some masking tape on it, so again the steel doesn't mar the aluminum finish. When it comes to cutting, they have a specific set of cutters for the job. If you can't afford these, one of the solutions you can use is a cutoff wheel, an angle grinder, and you can wrap the line with any kind of tape. I prefer to use electrical tape because of how tight you can get it. Make the cut and then peel the tape off.
Nice.
The fittings themselves consist of 2 main parts. You have the sleeve, in which the hose fits, and then the fitting itself, which screws into it. Essentially, you're pinching the hose in between the fitting and the sleeve. Step 1, after you cut your hose, some fittings will actually have threads in them. Sometimes you can just screw them on. And you want to try and get it all the way in there. Step 2 would be apply the proper lubrication, because rubber and metal like to constrict. So if you can't afford or don't have the copper slip or the copper anti-seize, any auto parts store will have little tubes of it, and it works just as good. We do it all the time when we run out. I like to apply just a little bit and then move it around with my fingers to where you have it all the way around and nothing is restricted. And you're going to go ahead and start it. Make sure you get it centered in the hose first, and then just start screwing it in, and it'll start pulling it. Once you have it started, you'll want to put it in the vise or the jig you're using, just to make sure it doesn't spin in your hand. I try to get it level here so it doesn't get scratched by the wrench. The rest is pretty simple. You get the appropriate sized AN line, and I like to hold the bottom so it doesn't get pushed out. Sometimes the fittings won't be the actual size that they say they are, or slightly larger depending on the brand. So that's why the masking tape on the crescent wrench comes in handy so well. And you can see it's almost effortless. If you're having any kind of restriction, you need to stop and make sure that it's aligned. And then just try to get it lined up with the other end of the fitting. And you can see we have a very quality piece here.